Where are we going this week? Let's head out to Kentucky. All right. Welcome back to Wasn't My Fault. I'm Nathan, as always, and it's Whiskey Wednesday, and we've got Wild Turkey 101. What I've wanted to try for a while, as I said, it is a It's a Kentucky straight bourbon, which should be quite nice. It's 55% by volume, hence the 101. It's 101 proof. So what does it say? So for more than 60 years, legendary master distiller Jimmy Russell has been crafting Wild Turkey 101 the right way. With a high rye content, this iconic bourbon is perfectly aged for up to 6 to 8 years in American oak barrels, with the deepest char for more character. We bottle 101 at higher proof and only when it reaches full complex flavour of caramel, vanilla, toffee and spice. As Jimmy says, like the Kentucky River, Wild Turkey 101 is mighty, bold, and it takes its own sweet time. So, like I said, all right, it's obviously Matthew McConaughey. He's quite a fan of Wild Turkey 101, and I think he's got his own version of it somewhere floating around as well, which I don't have. I have the normal one, so this should be interesting anyway. So, it's a high rye bourbon, so that should be quite nice. If I can open this thing. Is that a tab? Is that a tab or is that not a tab? I can't tell. Ah, there it is. There's the tab. It's at the bottom. Maybe there somewhere. Ding, 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 ding. And where did I put this there? Measury doodah. Right. I love corks. I don't know why. They sometimes fail and everything else, but I just like the sound. Okay. No idea what this is going to be like. I've never tried it before. It's a lot higher proof than a lot of the other ones. Will tend to be around 40, so it's a little bit higher than that. Not a huge amount, just a little bit. So, yeah, right on the nose straight away. You can tell there's definitely a bit more alcohol in it. Quite sweet. Yeah, toffee, caramel. Brown sugar. It's the sort of things you expect. A little bit cherry, maybe, I'm not sure. A little bit fruit there. It's the classic kind of bourbon smell to it, definitely. But with the edge of the kind of ethanol, because it is a lot higher proof. Yeah, caramel, vanilla, all that sort of thing. Quite woody. Oaky, I guess. I'm not exactly sure what oak smells like, but it's definitely wood. Interesting. Let's see what it tastes like. Ooh. Right away, it's not as sweet as it smells. Kind of more cigar smoky to it. Back end is like the brown sugars and the sweetness right at the end, but the beginning is a lot more harsh than I expect. Obviously, there's a little bit more alcohol flavour to it. So, yeah, citrusy more than the sort of cherry, because it's fruity, but I think it's more citrusy. Yeah, definitely kind of cigar. Not smoke, but that kind of cigar smell, I guess I'm getting the flavour of. Slightly buttery. Interesting. That's quite complex. There's a lot of different things going on. It's all the kind of normal stuff you expect from a bourbon, but yeah, there's the kind of the tobacco-y, that sort of thing. Interesting. What do masters of malt say? So, tasting notes. Nose is quite subdued, yet there remains a beautiful toffee sweetness. Notes of toasty oak, yeah. Melted vanilla ice cream, touch of zesty citrus and butterscotch. Palate is full and rich with notes of cigar box sweetness. Ah, there you go. Pepper, caramel, and notes of honey on granary toast with a little melted butter. Finish is long and rich with spice and toast notes. I don't get much toast from it, but definitely the spiciness. Water. Let's try it first. See what happens. We can open up a little bit more. Tiny little stir, not a lot. Yeah, not as ethanol on the smell as you expect. Brings out more the kind of citrusy sweetness as well. You know, the citrus and the sweet, not the citrusy sweetness. Citrus isn't sweet. That takes the sweetness right out of the flavour. A little bit of vanilla-y on the kind of on your tongue just at the end. There's definitely more of the it's a little bit fruity on the end as well. Maybe toasty, a little bit of buttery. It's actually quite nice to have a little bit of water. It does make it different. It does take sort of more bitter flavours rather than the sweet butterscotch and caramel and that sort of thing. Interesting. Okay, let's go and get some coffee and everything else and see how that goes. Back in a moment. Okay, here we are. Normal setup. So we've got normal, ice, Pepsi, coffee, and old fashioned. And now comes the warm bit that you have to sit and watch me pour lots and lots and lots of whiskey. Right, so we have one pour the ice, one pour Coke. This is so much whiskey. One pour in the coffee. I'm expecting good things from this for the old fashioned, because bourbons are supposed to go in an old fashioned, and this is quite a stronger bourbon than most of the other ones I've had. So usually they're about 40%. This is 50. 50, yeah, 0.5. So a little bit more potent. So let's have a look. Get everything stirred so it's nice and mixed. Give it every chance to get all those flavours nice and together so we know what it's going to taste like. Looking forward to this because I do like my bourbons. I'm more of a Scotch fan really, because obviously I like Scotchy and stuff like that. All the nice, I think peated, they're my favourites. But yes, let's try. Okay, just a reminder. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. So I'm not going to get much on the nose because of the size of the glass, because I still can't find my other ones. But never mind. It's okay. There's once again, like with the water, it takes away the sweetness. A lot more of the kind of smoky, tobacco-y woodiness of it, I guess. Okay, Pepsi. Again, bourbon and Pepsi. Yeah, a little bit smokiness to it and that kind of side of it. Nothing huge amount. Not as much flavour as you get from a JD. Not sure why. Not as good. Still can't beat that for some reason. I don't know why. Just something about the flavours that work. Not a lot happening. Not much going on with the coffee. But at this point I expected a little bit more from it. There's a little bit of an alcohol bite, but a little bit of an aftertaste. Not a lot though. The coffee overpowers it. I'm very surprised. I'm quite disappointed. I'm getting kind of woodiness at the end of the coffee. The bitterness. It's not really taking away the bitterness either. It's not really adding a lot to it. Apart from a little bit of alcohol flavouring. Like just the ethanol. Strange. Of course, that's just the normal citrusy bitters. Definitely the alcohol comes through. So the little kind of smokiness on the back end. A bit just bitters. It overpowers the sweetness definitely. Yeah, a lot more of the ethanol, alcohol kind of flavours coming through. Not so much of the sweetness. Once again, the ice and the water seems to take the sweetness out of the wild turkey. Although the sweetness is more in the smell. You get a little bit in the back end when you're tasting the wild turkey, but it is very much more of a kind of bitter drink than a lot of the other whiskies I've tried. Nothing wrong with that. If you like bitter, which I quite do, that's not bad. Still not as nice as some of the others. I think Maker's Mark was possibly my favourite one, if I remember rightly, because it had more of the cherry and that kind of thing, which I really like cherry, so that worked for me a bit better. It's nice though, because it's a lot more alcohol forward, which isn't a bad thing. I will admit that, that's not a bad thing. It tastes more of an alcoholic cocktail than some of the others where the sweetness overpowers it and the bitters overpower it. It doesn't overpower it quite so much. It does take some of the sweetness out of it. It makes it more of a kind of, well, really bitter drink. Whereas a lot of the other whiskies take this kind of bitterness out of it a little bit. Interesting. Has it improved a little bit? A little bit maybe? I said there's more of the alcohol flavours coming through. A little bit more kind of like you get the coffee flavours and the bitter kind of nuttiness and so on, and that disappears, and you get the kind of little bit of the whiskey flavour then, and a little bit of the smokiness and the wood and that sort of thing coming at the back end. And yeah, the kind of burnt flavours from the char, from the barrel. You kind of get that on the back end of it, which doesn't always happen. Sometimes you get the woodiness, but not necessarily the kind of the char from it and the smokiness, but it does bring that through a little bit. Interesting. The Coke is just Coke with a bit of whiskey in it. It could be vodka, to be honest. It's not really bringing anything to the flavour. Bit of a shame. And with the ice. It's like an ice cube in some vodka, to be honest. It's still not keeping a lot. Back to the original. Yeah, the smells, it's really, really nice smells to it. You get the sweetness, you get the oakiness, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of kind of like the caramel notes and that sort of thing. It's quite nice. Yeah, well, that tastes strong after having those. Well, yeah, there's a lot more flavour. I quite like that. I want to try some of the other ones. There's some, I said, there's the Matthew McConaughey one. There's a few other wild turkey as well. It'd be interesting to try, but that's quite a good one. If you want something that's a little bit more kind of in your face alcohol, then yeah, definitely. It does have some nice flavours, but not as a mixer. This is a sipping bourbon. This is made for sipping. It's not made for adding to different things. It's made to drink as it is, maybe with a bit of ice, but I'd stick with that. Maybe a drop of water just to kind of bring out the flavours a bit. But yeah, that really nice. So thanks a lot for watching. Please subscribe, comment, like, and tell some other people to come see my channel, because that would be really nice to get some more people viewing, so I wouldn't mind that at all. And if you are subscribed, which nobody is anyway, but if you are, press the little bell icon that's on there, because it'll tell you when I've done a new video, which I am trying to do a little bit more frequently than I have in the past. So fingers crossed I can keep that going, because that'd be good. Anyway, thanks for watching. I've enjoyed some whiskey. Hopefully you have as well. See you next time. Bye bye.